Hey everybody, this is Ray, Rob. I'm Ray.
I'm Rob.
And today is day 3 in our Star Wars series, getting ready for May the 4th. Today, Rob, who in the hell left Rey on Jakku?
So, everybody's got their theories about Rey. Obviously it's a kind of a big mystery after Force Awakens.
Yeah.
But before we get into who we think they are, who don't you think they are?
I don't think they are who everybody think they are, right? Like, I think a big theory out there is that that she is a Skywalker, like possibly Luke's daughter.
Yeah, I think it's a bit on the nose.
Yeah, I mean, why would Luke just drop her off? He's obviously fine at hiding on this planet. He could have taken her with him.
Right. Bad dads often run their families, so here we go.
you try to raise him right and to break that trend, but it keeps coming back. I don't think so. And I think at the end of the movie of episode 7, when he sees Rey, he doesn't look like he sees his daughter.
No,
he looks like
no recognition at all, and like Daddy, you're my little girl.
And she was
none of that.
I don't feel like she doesn't know who her parents are. Like, she was old. Like, she didn't say who her parents were, but I don't feel like she doesn't know.
Yeah, it's not like she was a baby.
Yeah, she was like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
so
if she would know who her parents were.
I don't remember anything before I was 8.
Yeah,
really?
It's kind of this wall in the memory. Just hit it, and that's it.
I mean,
I
they
think
dropped
it's a great
her off.
Point.
They dropped her off on a planet, and she was able to survive on her own. So she was well in the age of being a functional human being.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's actually a lot of really good points that I think a lot of people aren't necessarily taking into account.
Not Luke.
Not Luke at all.
Who is it? I do have a thing where I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. Like, I think people are making a bigger deal out of this than it is, because I feel like, we just got invested into Rey for a whole movie. I don't, to me, it really doesn't matter who her parent is. Now, I guess I probably would have said that about Luke at the end of the first one, at the end of episode 4, and then watched 5 and just
blew your mind.
So maybe that would happen here,
but I agree. I mean, I think the biggest key to the whole thing about who her parents are is why she is in tune to the Force already so naturally, and I think it doesn't really matter, who it will matter in the scheme of the story, but as far as being this huge revelation, I feel like most people are just jumping to that conclusion because they think she's a Skywalker.
When we say my theory, you'll see how I think it's connected, but I don't think she is a Skywalker. No, and you don't either. All right, Rob. Okay. So I'm going to go into my theory a little bit about Rey's lineage, her parents. Episode 4 does a lot with Kenobi training a Skywalker. Episode 7 paid a lot of homage to episode 4. And I think what they're doing is they're twisting it on its head a little bit. I think she's a Kenobi who's about to be trained by a Skywalker in episode 8. I'm not smart enough to work out the timelines and say if she's a granddaughter or a great-granddaughter, but I know, I've watched the Star Wars Clone Wars, and that's canon, and they hinted in that show that Obi-Wan had some very friendly meetings with a queen of a planet, Mandalore. And so, they never showed anything. They kept it kind of read between the lines, but they strongly hinted that he might have kicked the bucket with her a couple of times. So I'm saying that he did. Okay. I'm saying yes, he did. And somewhere down the line, there was a baby that he didn't know about, or I don't know. He didn't seem like a deadbeat dad type, but they look like everybody else.
They are out there.
1 out of every 3 people is a deadbeat dad. All right, but anyway, so, I'm just saying I think that she somehow is related there. There's characters in Star Wars Rebels named Sabine who people think is somehow related to him as well. I don't know, but I'm saying that she's a Kenobi.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it makes a lot more sense than the Skywalker connection. The timeline issues you may have, because, you got to think, ages and trying to figure all of that out. It's a lot of math. Unsure of how old people were in certain movies anyway. So I feel like even with all of that, I think it still makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and I think it kind of explains that that look that Kylo gave Rey at one point, because I feel like the Kenobis and the Skywalkers are closely linked together. So I feel like it's still everybody says, well, this is the main trilogy. That's their Skywalker stories, and I feel like this trilogy still will be. It's just the Skywalker is Kylo, right? And she's working into that, and they'll get married and end up having more Skywalker babies. I don't know.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, but I have to say I have a kind of a radical theory on this. Everybody right now is, oh, she's a Skywalker, oh, she's a Kenobi. But I'm actually going to say her parents are somebody we do not know yet. And I think the reason why is because her parents and her lineage are going to propel the story past episode 9.
Interesting take. I like it. I want to hear more of it. I want to hear more of it in our next video, actually. Tomorrow we're going to do our video of what can happen past episode 9. So let's save the super theorizing right there, because I'm really into that, though. But we're going to save it. If they're not somebody that we know, is that going to take away from this trilogy at all? Does that matter?
No, in fact, I think it adds a lot to it. You know, we've said it before. If she's a Skywalker, I think it's actually going to hurt it. It's just so obvious. If she's a Kenobi, sure, you know, I could get on board with that. I think it makes a lot more sense. But I think it would actually be really amazing if she's nobody that we from a family that we aren't even really familiar with yet. Disney style, they like that connectivity thing that they may want to do. If they're smart, they can get a lot more.
Yeah, it might be Disney style if they're thinking about making more money long term, because that's what they're ultimately thinking about. I remember when I left episode 7, my gut reaction leaving there was thinking, I hope it's nobody. I hope her parents aren't somebody that we know. Because I didn't want it to feel like, you know, this huge galactic story and all these people are so closely related. They're like only 8 people really affected the whole universe. Like, so I wanted it to be somebody else, but you know, I just didn't know if I think it would.
Yeah.
Your idea is starting to make sense to me, though, that how it would work, how they could make the universe feel bigger by not having it be somebody we know,
right? And
then maybe tell more stories off that later.
Yeah.
Everybody, now we want to hear from you in the comments below. Who do you think Rey's parents are? Let us know.
Also, hit the like and subscribe button so you can head back tomorrow and hear more about my theory about who Rey's parents are.
Until then, this is Car Ray Rob. I'm Rey.
I'm Rob.
And Rob, who is your daddy and what does he do?
My daddy's a gynecologist and he looks at vaginas all day long.